Hey everybody, this is Mappy the Shadowborn, the GL of the Guild S-War, and today we're going to talk a little bit about gears, walk through the hardest part of the gear dungeon, and yeah, that'll be our video for today. So if you like these kind of educational videos, hit me with a subscribe later on, and we'll have more of them as the weeks go by. So gears, right? Gears is a totally new addition that came out a few weeks ago. If you look at your cards, scroll up. I got a lot of cards. Now you can equip gears to your decks, right? Each of these decks have different gears I've equipped to them. And if you only have one gear, you can equip it to every single one of these decks. I can equip it here, I can equip it here, I can equip it here. So you can use your gear multi-lead throughout all of your decks. Let's go. Now there's a new tab called Gear. Look at all of my gears. Now you're adding situation, all. So looking at the filters, these are type of gears that we have right now. Target, right? There's some gears that target only specific things or all things. For example, I have gears that target specific only light cards. Situation, right now I have all. I'm assuming that we're going to have different situational, for example, Slayer only or GVG only. And effects, right? If you want different types of effects. Now, right now there's only health up, attack up, and recovery up, and flat or scaling. We'll talk about flat and scaling. Fate's Favor is something else that I got with a special event card, so event gear, and that's this card, Alien Spear. We're not going to talk about that card, but let's talk about what that means, right? So for scaling or flat, essentially, it's a flat increase, right? 37 is the increase that this gear will give to all my cards for attack. And if I level it up, it'll give another flat increase. If it's a scaling, these are all flat. No filter. Scaling, it's going to give a 7% increase to health. And that's scaling, meaning that the next level will be like 8% or whatever that is. But scaling means that it's always prerequisite upon your base stats, right? So on the flat, 47 kind of sucks because, you know, no matter how powerful your deck was, it's always going to get just a 47 point increase. Points, not percent. Here, if you have an awesome deck, that 7% increase in health, it's going to mean a lot more if you have a worse deck. So scaling is a lot better than flat, right? If I see, I will choose scaling over flat any day, unless you are really so new to the game where your deck as a percentage isn't going to beat out the flat. That's the only time I would use flat. But as a more experienced player, I'm 100% for scaling, so I probably will just use all my flat gears to power up my scaling gears. Talking about leveling up, right? From the Slack chat that some of the GLs are in, we know that for each rarity of the gears, they're capped at certain levels, right? So level 1 gears are capped at level 1-star gears are capped at level 10, up to 5-star gears are capped at level 50. I have seen 6-star gears, but this one doesn't go into 6-star, so I don't actually know what that. I don't know what level the 6-star gears go up to. Anyways, that's in essence gears. Now, how do we get gears, right? Well, before we go to how do you get gears, which gears would I use? So I think it depends, right? So if you're running a damage leader syrup skill, you're boosting damage, then I would look into actually supplementing HP, because sometimes you're trading that off. And HP means survivability. But also, it depends on what situation you're running and what card decks you're running. So some decks I run, like Barbecue Squid, really I'm just maxing out, I'm just stalling for time until my skill charges. And then also, I can put enough power gem matches on the board to clear everybody with my damage. So I'm not worried about extra damage. I'm really trying to go for survivability. So in that case, I would add more gems that did health up or recovery. So think about your gear choice very carefully and think about the intent of what you're trying to do with your deck and also the event that you're playing. With that said, let's go fight the Gears dungeon. Right, this is how you get a Gears. The Gears dungeon, you just saw it flashed back actually. Let's see if I can flash again. It does have a timer at some points to tell you how many more hours you have to go before you get another key. But you're maxed out at 2 keys, and every 12 hours you get a new key. Here we go. The timer came up. Every 12 hours, I'm going to get a new key. With the key, you can run the dungeons. They get harder and harder as you go, and supposedly you get better gears on the hardest levels. So let's just run it. Sorry for the newer players here. I'm going to run sort of kind of a one of the decks that is more new. I'm going to run basically the the Egg Lady deck, or some people like to call it the Bunny Lady deck. Essentially, this card gives you 300% boost to both HP and also damage, but only to dark attacker heroes. Hence, I made a deck called Dark as Night, as a pun on the Dark Knight. So essentially, I run her as my leader skill. So my leader card gives a skill, and I bring a friend who has the same skill. So I'm getting 600% bonus for HP and damage, and I am not going to die. All right, this is my first time matching on screen live. I've got a stand, so this is going to be a little bit awkward. So let's make sure that I can, let's see how well I do here, right? My goal is going to be matching dark gems and also trying to make some power gems. So here I go. And I screwed something up already. That wasn't bad. So they're going to freeze me a lot. But don't worry, I have 80,000 HP, so I'm probably going to survive anything as I match things up. Wow. This stand really makes a difference, huh? Alright, got 1 power gem made. Clear half this board. And they're still not going to be able to hurt me. Great. Not getting a lot of dark gem drops. I've got to clear this board faster. Alright, great. So you see what I'm doing? So I'm not matching well, and I'm getting kind of crappy boards. But essentially what you can do is you can match everything. On the last turn, you have nothing to match. Then you can move something to set it up. So I moved that to set up these 2 power gems next to each other, which I'm actually not going to use to clear the board yet. I think I can get a good dark power gem going here too. All right. That's great. Now I've basically set up some of the abilities. You see the abilities I've launched. So I'm going to show you some of the abilities that I like here. This guy's going to do damage, but it's going to hurt himself. Great. But then what I can do is use my Bunny Lady. It just healed me completely, and it stalled everybody for 2 turns. That's freaking awesome. Can't use it again for 7 turns, but that's okay. I got 2. So my other one's going to be my safety. I'm going to set off this. I'm going to level up that gem. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to clear the board a little bit. Oh, actually, I don't have to clear the board. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to basically kill everybody. I'm going to activate my dark gem with a swap, but I'm going to add in the extra damage by matching my dark gems first. So I'm going to match my dark gems and then do that swap. And basically, I'm going to clear the entire board of red and dark cards. And that will blow up all these guys. So let's make some more dark gem matches. There's not a lot of dark gems, so what I'm going to do is clear the board again. And that was it. So, it's kind of a cheat deck, but you are really at no risk of dying ever. And I got not that great drops, right? 2-star, 1-star, one stat. Let's thank Mustang Groot for his help, and we continue. So that's a full walkthrough of the hardest level of the Gears Dungeon. If you are more new to this and you only have a Awakened Warriors 5-star Dragon deck, I wouldn't go after the last Graveyard level. Some of them hit really hard if you don't have installed, or if you don't have a ton of HP. So, do what you can, but don't go farther. And the drops are kind of by luck, right? The best thing I've gotten out of this store so far, this run before, is a 3-star gear. Hasn't been great yet, so don't think that just because you're not getting to the last run here in the graveyard, you're not getting anything. I haven't gotten anything great on the last one either, but supposedly it's the best chance. Anyways, so that's the video. If you like the video, give me a subscribe. We'll do more walkthrough videos and strategy videos later.